I'm Deborah, an intern with the National Capital Planning Commission. We're unveiling a new interactive map which lets users learn about, get directions to, and check in at FourSquare at various monuments. When most people visit DC, they see the classics like Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln, but the city offers more than commemorating past presidents and powdered wigs. Alright, first stop, the Temperance Fountain. Time to check in. Wow, I just became the mayor of the Temperance Fountain on FourSquare. The Temperance Fountain was donated to the city in 1882 by Henry Cogswell, a dentist from San Francisco who was very involved in Prohibition. Believing that access to cold drinking water would keep people from consuming alcohol, Cogswell commissioned a series of public fountains. Today, the water fountain is no longer in use, but the statue is not forgotten. From the members of the Washington, D.C. Cogswell Society that honor the fountain and its quirky creator, to the California senator who famously wrote a failed bill to tear down the memorial, it's clear that the Temperance Fountain remains a beloved local landmark. Cheers to that! Next up, the Titanic Memorial. Here we are at the Titanic Memorial. Time to check in! The 1912 sinking of the Titanic is one of the most famous maritime tragedies. Even though the Titanic didn't sink in the Potomac, it does in fact have a memorial along the Washington Channel. In 1931, the Titanic Memorial was unveiled by Helen Herron Taft, the widow of former President William Howard Taft. Commissioned by the Women's Titanic Memorial Association, this statue honors the heroic men who gave up their places on lifeboats so that women and children could be rescued from the sinking ship. Next up, the Maine Lobstermen. Here's a question for you. Where does a lobster keep his clothes? In a closet. Here's another question for you. Why does Washington, D.C. have a statue that honors the Maine fishermen? Considering that Washington, D.C. and the Chesapeake Bay is an area known for crabs, it certainly seems strange to honor lobster fishing. Yet, the Southwest Waterfront Park is home to the 7-foot statue. Originally made for the New York World's Fair in 1939, there wasn't enough money to turn the plaster model into bronze, so the sculptor, Victor Cahill, cut a few corners and covered it in bronze paint. After the fair ended, the fake bronze statue was shipped back to Maine and spent several decades being moved from City Hall to museum to museum. During these years, the statue was vandalized, repaired, and eventually ended up in a warehouse where it was eaten by rats. It wasn't until Elroy Johnson, the statue's model, died in 1973 that Maine's state legislature passed a law to authorize 3 castings of the statue in bronze. 8 years later, the statue was moved to Washington, D.C. It was formally dedicated in 1983. To find out about more of Washington, D.C.'s lesser-known memorials, be sure to check out NCPC's interactive monument map, now available online. I'm Deborah the intern. Thanks again for watching.